talk about. I read something today that, strangely enough, sorry with that, guys. I'm trying to use my big head to cut all that. I guess that'll work. Um, Along with everything else, everything that's come out in the last couple of years at least, I think this is the most blunt, honest truth that you can be given without them just coming out and saying it. Dustin, what are you talking about tonight? What's going on? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad because this is something that affects everyone, right? Not just me, not just you, not just America, but literally everyone because it's undeniably revealing a very cold truth that we have known forever and has been out in the open, but has not been acknowledged, I guess you would say. And I think it's about that time to have it acknowledged. I don't know. Let's go through this and then you guys tell me what you think. All right. So, what am I talking about? Well, I ran across a post, weirdly enough, from Tucker Carlson. And as you guys know, I'm not left, not right, not centrist. Don't even put me in the fucking club, right? As far as I'm concerned. So, he was explaining how his two producers, and his camera guy / gearman, right, had all taken off to go over to Tel Aviv to do an interview with Mike Huckabee. Do we all know who Mike Huckabee is? Hopefully we do. I mean, he's an ambassador over there. You know, it's weird. Even if you say their name in a positive context, YouTube still strikes you for it. So we'll just call them the Big I, right? We'll call them the Big I. So they went over to the Big I to do an interview with Mike Huckabee. And after the interview's over, they're going back to the plane to load onto the plane to come back, right? And in that time, they are stopped and individually separated and put into different rooms. And what the Big I would tell you is they were questioned, right? Now, to a normal person that does not understand anything about that country or anything about them, let me enlighten you now, okay? They are in what's called a surveillance state. Raise your hand if you know what that is. Now, what this means for everybody else that doesn't know what it is, a surveillance state is basically everything is recorded. So, literally every question that Tucker Carlson going over to Tel Aviv to do this interview with Mike Huckabee, everything was recorded. Not just on their gear, mind you, but literally cameras all around the room for the Big I, right? So they already knew what was said, blah, 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 blah. So as Tucker put it, this is not questioning at this point because they knew that they knew that they knew, right? When it comes to something like that, it's interrogation. Especially if you are forcibly asking the same question over and over and over again, expecting to get your answer at some point. That is interrogation. Now, after the events had already finished, right? They had loaded on their planes finally, come back. The first thing that Tucker Carlson sees after all this is over is Mike Huckabee making a statement to the press saying he's a liar. Really? Okay, so this raises several issues. This raises several difficult issues right now, guys. I don't know if you realize that. But he is the ambassador over there for Americans. Now, your representative in a foreign country should not be going out calling you a liar, siding with the country that he is in to protect you while you're there on business, holiday, whatever. All right, let's get that out of the way. That's number one. That just shows very clearly, even though they will lie through their teeth and say it's not, that just shows that our leaders, the people effectively that we have put into power, will choose 10 out of 10 times to protect a foreign interest over their own people. Now, why is this? Well, it's very simple. If you have been following like any kind of independent news over the last few years, it has come out in a very short amount of time that the Big I has infiltrated America at the highest to lowest everywhere. Where do you think the CIA learned their tactics from? Where do you think all of the centralizedness comes from? We have been bought, sold, and traded again and again and again by not just places like the Big I, but we'll say China, we'll say Russia. The United States is no different than any second or third world country where a bigger power can come in, throw around its influence, and take over from the shadows. Kind of like right here. Poetic, almost. And I didn't even plan this. That's the scary part. And that's the part that nobody cares to see. This proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, none of us are free. We just don't see the chains.